Hello good people of the internet, I'm George and this is Virtual Staging. Today I'm sharing with you something a bit different. As you can see, it is virtual staging in 360 with physics simulations. A couple of days ago this question came from Andreas, and basically his problem is that in the 360 degrees panoramas his perspective lines are not matching with the ground plane or the ground grid. And that's totally understandable because some panoramas, they're not properly aligned, and when you import them inside the 3ds Max, everything goes to the north and you will never get a proper matching of the ground plane according to the 90 degrees angles. So today I'm showing you this scene, how I will teach you how to properly match this tiny kitchen, how to set up all of the furniture here. As you can see, I have my kitchen cupboards already done. I've imported a fridge and a couple of accessories, and in addition to everything, I've simulated tons of pasta boxes falling from the ceiling onto the floor. Actually, exactly 1500 boxes of pasta, and you will find the link to this preview video down in the description. And my idea about this tutorial is to split it in two halves. The first half is how basically I will show you how to map everything, how to do the perspective matching for the 360 of this tiny kitchen with the exact same problem which Andreas has and many other of you have already commented on the channel. And the second part of the video is I will show you how to simulate the pasta boxes. This tutorial is not for beginners, but I will try to explain it as simple as I can. So please do follow the steps and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. So now let's crack on with the first part of the tutorial. So I'm going to hide everything in one single layer because I don't want to start a new scene. So this should be the hidden layer. Actually, let's go to the H layer. And I will hide everything so we can start from the clean plate. As you can see, I have already imported the image, but I will do it again for the sake of the tutorial to show you how everything works. So once you have the image opened inside your Windows Explorer, you have to open the 3ds Max and go to the configuration viewport, which is Alt B, and this window box will appear. So then, because this is virtual staging in 360, you don't have to use the files basically and click use files and load the file through this box here, but you have to click instead use environment background. If you're new to the channel, you will find the link of the previous, basically the main video for the virtual staging in 360 down below, and you go and watch it. It has step-by-steps everything, how to build a simple room from scratch in 360 with virtual staging. So as I said, this tutorial is a little bit more for advanced users, but still I will try my best to explain it as simple as possible. So once I click the use environment background, I'm going to, in my let me load entirely new materials. I'm going to load a new material called shadow catcher. Most of you by now should know what is this and how it does work. So I already have a shadow catcher made with this material, but for the sake, as I said, I will load a new one. So what I'm going to do here is I will find my image, the background image, which Andreas supplied to me already, as you can see here, this one, and I will load it inside the bitmap here. This is the folder of all images he supplied, and here, as you can see, I've produced a second version. I've created a second version which is highly more better pixels. Basically it's like double the size of the first one, because the first one I think is very blurry, as you can see. There's lots of noises and blur, which is absolutely fine, because that's the Insta360 what it does produces in low light environment, like this one. And what I did is I've used AI software to increase the size and the resolution and clear some of the blur. Nothing really major and dramatic, but still it does, improves a little bit some of the stuff. But for this tutorial, I'm going to load the original image here. So I have to click and go here and open this entire box and find where it is. So I will load the file. As you can see, the file is already populated. As I said, if you're new to this, go and watch the video down below, which is the main tutorial for the virtual staging in 360, and you will understand what I'm doing. So once I have it, what I'll do is I'll open the F10 or this the render setup dialog box. I'm using Corona 7, which is a daily build. Your Corona might be different. Even if you're using older versions of the Corona, this should work as well. Only the difference will be some of those menus might be at different places, or the entire layout might be different. So what I'm going to do here is I will load this environment to the direct visibility override and to the environment map. As you can see, I've already have my previous map, and so I'm going to plug directly that map inside. And as you can see, the direct visibility override for now, actually let's leave it for now. I'll show it later what this does and how it does. So I have to go and click spherical, and this will make my panorama, as you can see, spherical, so I can rotate entire image inside. Basically what I'm doing, I'm not rotating the image, I'm rotating the camera inside the image. And let me go out of this camera. As you can see, let me create a box for you, because I want to show you what exactly is happening. As you can see right now, I'm rotating this box and the scene looks huge, and it is huge. In fact, this box is like 2 meters, but the scene looks like monstrous according to the box. This is where the trick comes. You should press P and Z to create the entire scene. Basically this will return the position of the camera, or your position inside the environment, at the absolute center point. This means right now, once I click this walkthrough option, because as you know, in 360 it's a bit different, so you have to use the walkthrough option inside the panorama in order to look what is happening. Then I want to see more, so I'll press the field of view and just make it a little bit wider, and I'll continue exploring. What it happens right now is the camera stays exactly where the camera stays. This is the middle point, the center of the origin of the entire viewport, the entire whatever is there thing. So right now everything is as it should look, but the only problem is my box is still 2 meters by 2 meters everywhere, and still looks tiny. This is where most of you are really don't understand what is happening. But let's first solve this problem. As you can see, the grid is tilted. Whatever I do, the grid will never go where it should be. Basically, it's not at 90 degrees angle. And for this to be solved, I have to go into a slate environment, slate material, click the Corona bitmap or the standard bitmap, doesn't matter, and start playing with the U and V values of the offset inside that map. So I'll try and level up a little bit. I think this is fine. So as you can see now, we have produced 90 degrees, and our ground plane or ground grid is exactly how it should look. This is I hope one of the solutions. Actually, I'm not hoping, I know this is one of the solutions, and I hope this will be really useful for most of you, which already sent loads of comments by email and inside the YouTube channel. And by the way, guys, if you can make me a favor, ask more comments, write comments, leave likes, because I don't see many of you doing that. Most of the viewers of my videos are not subscribers, so if you're just watching that video and if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe, because this will basically be the major thing in this channel. We make it grow, and the more the channel grows, I'll be more happy to show you more tactics and tricks about virtual staging, because all I've showed you until this moment is really for beginners, and it's really the low league stuff. So let's come back to this, and as you can see, I already have the grid where it should be, and I'm moving everything with the middle mouse button. And when I press down the middle mouse button, it is moving. So what I'll do now is it's basically I'll move my box where the grid is, and I'll create the height of the box to be 2.6 meters or 260 centimeters. This is how I will measure how tall is this room. So what I'll do is, just to be able to see everything, 5 by 5, and actually no, let's make it 25 by 25, and move this box right there. So as you can see, it's not aligning properly. The ground plane is aligning, but the scene is off scale. So what I have to do is I'll press Control Alt and middle mouse button and start increasing the box until it reaches the ceiling. Right, a little bit more. So I'll hold down now the middle mouse button to adjust the ground plane right at the corner, and as you can see here, the top of the box is almost reaching, it's almost aligned with the wall. You have to take into account that the room is with not perfect angles. As you can see, I'll show you. Can you see how the room is like the kitchen is tilted that way? I suppose this wall is not 90 degrees as well. It's not perpendicular to that wall over there, and everything is not really aligned. This is why I decided to do a tutorial with this room, because it's really tricky and it's really tiny. Actually, most of there are very different methods for some of the rooms, which I've already planned a couple of videos to show you guys in different types of environments and rooms, how to create a 360, but everything should be step by step. So please take the time to watch the current videos on the channel, leave likes, comment on them, and when the time comes, you'll be able to watch the next tutorial on those tricky questions and problems. So once I have it, it is a good idea to create a camera, because right now my location is perfect and I don't want to destroy everything. So I'll create a camera and I'll remove from that camera, basically I'll create the free camera. So I still have my camera right now, and I will operate through that camera, and which makes the things a bit more easier. But what I will not screw up is because if I incidentally roll up my scroller on the mouse, my camera will stay on place. While if I'm operating through the perspective view, as you can see, immediately it went off. So once you create your camera, you have to work from the view of the camera. And let me open this is the view. So the next step is, in this tricky room, I bet you will not be able to map the entire room just by using that wall. So what we have to do is we have to pick one of the objects which is the most straight perpendicular object to itself and according to the walls. I mean, like this part of the kitchen. So what I'll do is I'll create a box that big, and as you can see, if you're following the parameters here, it is very close to what should be in reality. So in reality, this box should be 60 centimeters deep, or maybe 55, because the kitchen might be smaller. but surely it is 90 centimeters on the height. I'm not sure why it says width here, but doesn't matter. So it should be 90. Actually, yeah, the height is correct. So what I'll do right now is I'll play tiny bit with this box, just like that, to make it right. And then we'll build the entire space around the kitchen. This is one of the tricks which it does save time. So I will play with the box. As you can see, I'll make it right. Take your time to make everything absolutely perfect and straight. So if I measure right now this box, as you can see, the box is 90 centimeters high, and it has 85 centimeters length, and is deep 52 centimeters. I suppose, but looking by the how wide is this and this kitchen like hob, maybe it's really 55 centimeters. So this is fine. Right now I will delete all of the rest of polygons, or just detach them. And where is my edit geometry? I'll detach the polygons, and I'll start building the space from that single polygon. So let me open my special tool for the pivot. I want to make the pivot center of my object. Let me see what happens here. Oh, that's strange. Why I have separated the... It's really strange, guys. Okay, I'll cap this, and I will detach only that part. Yeah, this is what I wanted. So I will remove this bit because I don't need it, and I will start building the scene around the kitchen. As you can see, the kitchen is almost there. I suppose because that wall is not really straight, I suppose we can adjust tiny bit here, and we're going to create inset here, and this, and basically that should be like that. What you can do is you can go here, and using the field of view you can really show the entire floor plan of the space, and it should be easier for you to understand the space, how it does work. Then I will extrude this, and I'll do something like that. Wow, this kitchen is really crazy, and it will be like this, and okay, and bam, voila, it's almost there. So right now, okay, yeah, more or less it is something like that. And if you're wondering how I operate, I have shortcuts for those for most of the stuff on my screen, so that's why I'm just using my shortcuts to move around the space. You can create your shortcuts as well. Watch one of the videos, basically the video down below in the comments, and a section of the video shows how I set up my shortcuts, so you'll be able to have them as well. So the next step is I'm going to build the worktop of this kitchen by extruding this plane. Actually no, I will build the upper environment of the kitchen, so I will extrude only the back side of the plane, where it is most important for our lighting, just like that. Stop. I have to stop here because obviously we have a column here which is overhanging this bit, and I think this can be adjusted. So let me check what happens. Yes, my kitchen is right where it should be. As you can see, because we are at the back of the wall, basically we're measuring the wall but not the kitchen cupboards. The kitchen cupboards are really tight, and additionally this image, the stitching is not the greatest. So I suppose there's lots of problems with this image. This is why it's really tricky to be mapped properly in virtual staging. But if you're watching this video on my channel, you should not afraid, because you're at the right place and you will know how to fix all sorts of problems just by watching my videos. So I'm going to fix this, and next is, yeah, so I'm going to extend this part of the wall, and as you can see, yeah, as I guessed it, the wall is not really straight. So what we have to do is, then we can start with the box now. So I'm going to convert everything to edit poly. I'll remove most of the polygons and I'll leave only the one of them, which is the polygon which is matching the wall, and I extend that polygon all the way to here. And as you can see, the wall is not straight at all. So I'm going to match this, and this is what we produced. So if you yeah, as you can see, let me go out of this view, and as you can see, this is the wall. What's this bottom part? So it is kind of the exact space, but it requires a bit of adjustment because it's tricky. So what I can do now is I will go and make that flush here, and as you can see, it starts going off. So at some point you have to find the golden match between all of the wonkiness, if there's such a word, or you have to say it. For example, let's remove this, and I will work entirely from the base of the kitchen, just like that. And as you can see, this requires to be a tiny bit lowered, and this one as well. So right now it is looking okay. I know if I go out of the view it will not look perfect, but because we don't have any other measurements, so we don't know the floor plan of this room, and because the panorama itself, it has stitching problems, I suppose there will be perspective problems as well. That's why the room appears at the top where the stitching problems are incorrect. But that's not a problem because it's virtual staging and we can create lots of tricks to hide the problems. I will extrude this all the way to the bottom, or maybe I'll pick just 0 here, and I know this is the bottom of my scene. And then what I'll do is I'll create more parts of this. So okay, and I'll extrude this all the way here, and I'll match that part. And then I will extrude this, and I'll attach it here, and I'll extrude again and again. And again here. And if you want to know what you're doing, you can split the viewport by 2 or by 4, and you can go at the top of the image and squeeze it just like that, and then you can work from the orthographic mode or perspective mode and just follow the preliminary path which you already created from when we started with the kitchen. And now I have the liberty to extend the wall and basically go all the way. Then we want to see how this plays out from that point of view, and I can do this. Let me zoom tiny bit because I want to know what I'm doing. Then I can create this, and obviously the skirting board is like above in front of the wall. This is why it might not seem correct, but actually in reality it's correct. And my wall and the bottom of this polygon is touching the floor. Basically it's the floor, it is where it should be, on the floor. And then I'll extrude this, and I'll extrude that, and so I'll extrude just like that. And as you can see, this is where my wall should be. And now I'm done. I'm almost done with this image. So what I'll do now is I have to extend those, or maybe tiny bit more. As I said, maybe the image itself is inaccurate because of the stitching problems. Lots of the cameras, if you're not using really mass report camera or DSLR, the method of the stitching, most of those cameras, they're just not really, they're not doing what they should do. I mean, it is alright, but most of them, but as you can see, most of the times those cameras, they produce stitching problems because the rooms are either small, the light is not is insufficient, or something else. But really doesn't matter because I have almost nailed all the, as you can see, all of the dimensions of this room. And by following this exactly step by step, you should be able to get it right. So I will be sharing this image down below in a Dropbox file, so you'll be able to get hold of it and try it yourself, and just, yeah, let me know how it goes. Let me know if you can stage the room. And as I said again, please leave likes, comment, ask questions, and do all of those stuff, because I'm not seeing enough traction, and maybe this is one of the reasons I'm not really active lately, because I see maybe people are getting on with their lives, and I don't know, loads of stuff. But yeah, if you put more effort on it, leave more comments, and maybe I'll be sharing more stuff. So as you can see, this is the bottom of the kitchen. We have to remove that part here because it goes inwards. This is where the plinth is, and I have to cut it out here and cut this out over there. So as you can see, I already have the kitchen modeled. Yeah, so maybe this is not the correct way. Let me check what happens here. Yeah, this is where it should be, just it should be more way like to the ground. Extrude it all the way, just like that. If I put more effort in this image, I'm sure I'll be able to match it exactly one to one. But because of this is a tutorial, I don't really have the time to pay attention to all those details. But in general, you understand what I'm doing, and you should be able to reproduce this if you're following exactly the steps what I'm showing you right now. So as you can see, the space is already ready, is done, it's mapped, and I can rotate everything. I see everything is like all the edges are where they should be. The next step is I'll open the Slate Material browser and I'll plug this map here, and I'll check the rendering. And as you can see, the rendering will be, well, why it's broken, so I suppose yeah, I know why it's broken. I suppose I have to plug that map in here. Why it's not spherical? It should be spherical. Okay, I suppose this is one of the it seems like a bug. Oh, I see. I see. Did I plug the wrong map? Sometimes with 360, I suppose this is a Corona bitmap bug, so I have to load the image as standard bitmap, as you can see, and I'll show you what I mean. And I will replicate exactly the same offset values here on the U, As you can see, I've already done this, and I'll plug those in the slots. So right now, if I go to spherical environment, everything should be accurate, and it is. What I'm seeing right now is the 360 mapped. The rest is history. So what I've done also is I've imported a couple of models, and I'll show them to you how they look and how they sit. Basically, I've hidden them. Yeah, apologies. I will do this. Let me organize tiny bit this staging. So I'll hide this for now, and I will show this, and I will pick all of those elements. That, and I will import them to the staging. And additionally, as you can see here, I have a light trail which I've downloaded from the 3D warehouse. There are plenty of tutorials which I've already recorded how to do the models. There are even more tutorials coming soon, how to import, how to fix models, but for now you have to do it just by watching what I've already produced. Or if you're struggling, leave comments and I'll show, and basically I'll try to answer to everyone. So I will move this to the staging layer, and I will get all of those lights. Basically the lights are nothing really strange. I've showed you how to create those lights and what is their purpose. I'm going to hide this and then hide that, and I will go into the camera 2, which is the current camera. And as you can see, oh yeah, this is another bug in 3ds Max. If you plug directly the tone mapper in 360, the tone mapper inside the environment map will be tilted at 90 degrees. So I can fix that just while I'm working in the viewport, but in reality, while I'm rendering, I have to plug in back the tone mapper. As you can see, there's a difference in the mapping right now, because my previous test, which I did a couple of hours ago, was the offset was at 49, and this one is 48. This makes the entirely different space. But doesn't matter actually. Even if it's 100, what it mattered is this ground plane to be accurate and 90 degrees according to or perpendicular to one of your walls. So what I have to do now is just to reposition those elements back to their places. Yeah, I have to do a tiny bit of work, as you can see. Yeah, where is my gizmo? That's really strange. I suppose it's inside the layer. Let me check. Yeah, my gizmo is obviously, oh, it's here. Okay, what a strange bug. I want to see this layer, but I still don't see my gizmo. Okay. Oh yeah, I see it now. It's really strange, guys. I suppose the gizmo is lost somewhere inside the hidden layer, but doesn't matter actually, because we can use the transform move transform type. You can get this panel by just right clicking on the move tool, and this will give you the coordinate systems, like some numbers for X, Y, and Z, where you can really do what you want. Actually, oh, okay, that's strange. I see it. Oh, wow. Yeah, my gizmo was probably somewhere. So I will just reposition everything, and I should have everything done as it should be. Okay, and here, as you can see, just because of the numbers, the way how I created this scene, I have to reposition or rescale some of the models. The rescaling part, I'm not sure why is that, but definitely the repositioning part is correct. So, okay, yeah, this should be at the bottom, and I'll do this and then that. And if I render now, I should be able to see the entire space. As you can see, I already have a light there. Okay, actually I can remove this bit here and create and put the light where it should be, but in this case, as you can see, that there is a strange yeah, it's a bit darker because I don't have a background there. So what you can do is really you can just extrude a polygon and put the light behind this polygon, and you should be able to see it accurately. And I see that my coffee machine is properly lit. Maybe it's a bit tiny smaller. I can yeah, make it larger, tiny bit. But do not play with the scale a lot, because this will create inaccurate scale in your spaces, and it will look fake, as I've seen already with 95% of all virtual stagings everywhere. Yeah, and with this light here, as you can see, the metallic really shines, and there is a white glow, and because of my material is quite dark onto this dishwasher, I've used already a separate light which includes only the dishwasher, and it has the visible reflection and refractions. Then I'm able to produce basically those results which you see here. As you can see, I see the reflections and it kind of matches. So if I try a bit harder, I'll make it really unrecognizable. And absolutely the same thing with the fridge. It can be level to the ground, and it can be tiny bit larger. And so it is fine. What I'm seeing, as you can see, the upper cupboards, I really don't have a geometry. This is why the fridge is sticking in front of them. So what we can do here is we can go and create a box directly onto this wall, just like that, and you can extrude the box all the way. And as you can see, yeah, there's always this space is really wonky because of the stitching, but this is not an issue actually at all. Yeah, and it should be like this, and maybe tiny bit more. Okay, and then what you have to do is you have to apply the same material to this box, and as soon as I press the render, I'll see everything. It should be accurate and should look awesome. As you can see, I've additionally lit the entire space with lights, which is simulated from this. What I can do is really I can position this light, and if I want to have shadows, I can get additional polygon across the ceiling, and it will produce shadows, because right now the light is really floating. And if you're following the exact steps, what I've just showed you, you should be able to see this thing really in 360. Except the box is falling. As you can see here, I've already have a plane which produces shadows, and all the boxes are properly matched. They follow the geometry, so like the kitchen is there. As you can see, there are two glitches which I did not remove because I was lazy, I suppose. This can be removed in post-production, and it should be fine. This is up for today, guys, and I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. Leave a like, as I said, comment, ask questions, put suggestions. If you have any ideas for future videos, please let me know down in the comments, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because this will make the channel grow. And if the channel grows, I'll start posting more and more advanced videos and more funny stuff, which are I hope they should be really useful to you. See you soon, guys. Ciao.